This is a video of how I modified this Rastar brand Ferrari F138 remote control car. This is an 18 scale toy grade remote control car. I got this from TomTop.com. I think I paid about $18 for it. The remote control car itself out of the box is just non-proportional steering and throttle. Again, just toy grade. 3 AA batteries power it. But I wanted to modify it to perform better. I've also modified this 14 scale LaFerrari as well as this 24 scale F40. And somebody asked me a question about the steering servo, so I thought, well, I'll just make a video of how I modified the whole thing and the parts I used. I use this WL Toys ESC receiver combo. You can find this in the 28 scale or 24 scale WL Toys remote control cars. What I like about these is they have a 3-wire servo connector. They run off a 2S LiPo just through the balance port here, and then the motor connects right here. The motor I used in it, WL Toys 128 scale motor or even a mini Q motor. They're pretty much the same thing. They're a little 130 size motor, and they have that correct connector to fit into the ESC. And for steering, I use one of these mini servos. This is a Solar brand A108 servo. I think these measure about 30 millimeters by 29 millimeters by about 10 millimeters. And then to power it all, I use a little 250 milliamp 2S LiPo. So to the car itself, I just take out all the old electronics in the motors. The steering motor is usually right behind here by the front wheels, so I just took that out. And then in order to get the servo in there, I mounted the servo vertically in there, and the part that steers I have down towards the bottom here. There's not a lot of room to put a servo in here, so that is the way I figured out how to get it in there. The bottom of the car has a little piece here, and there's an open spot between the bottom of the chassis and here, so it fits in there pretty good. And then I have the servo arm straight down. And then how I get it connected to the wheels to move the wheels actually is I took a piece of paper clip. I drilled a small hole in each side behind the wheel. There's like these aerodynamic pieces here. And then I bent the paper clip in kind of a little U shape so it connects there, and then did a little zigzag shape to fit into the hole of the servo arm, and the same to the other side. And then I just run the servo wire across the bottom and into the chassis. There's a natural hole here, so it fits in there. For the chassis itself, I just hollowed out the battery tray so I can have access to underneath the car. There's not a lot of room in here, but there's just enough room for the ESC and the battery to fit in there. And then for the motor, when you take this apart, you can actually remove the whole back wheel connection piece with the gearbox. And then I slid out the original motor and took the gear off the original motor, and it fits onto this motor exactly the same, and put it in there. Now this motor is a little bit longer, so I did have to do a little carving out to get the motor to sit flat in there and mesh up inside there as well. And so now it does perform better. This car doesn't have any suspension, so it is a little wild on non-flat surfaces. It does have rubber tires, smooth rubber tires. There is a little play in the front end, so that helps it smooth out some of the bumps, but again, it works best on a nice smooth surface. And in the running video of this, you can kind of see how it spins out kind of easily, but that just makes it more fun, I guess. But that's just a quick video of how I modified this. So if you plan to do this yourself, this might give you a guide as to how to approach it. Thanks for watching.